GC, you know. This is not for the cowards, it's not for the Uncle Toms. But if you know what's going on, you'll understand. Let's get it.
400 years, bloodshed and tears. Lives lost and lives cost, and now the bill is here. My people robbed, y'all took our culture, yet you say forget it. Well, let somebody rob your ass and you forget that shit. You won't forget, you didn't forget. And if I can't say shit about slavery, then don't bring up Hitler. So that's that shit you taught in slavery, forgive and forget them. Well, look, I'm something like Nat Turner, fight back and remember, I got a different agenda. Look, I'm young, not scared, no fear, don't care, no hope in my blood, don't bring that ass round here. I'm here to wake up lions in the jungle and let them know too that if they catch you lurking, bite that ass round here. At the bottoms where they got us, in this squalor, they don't give a fuck about you and me. Now that I promise, and I don't know how much more you need to see to recognize that they're your enemies. Stevie Wonder could spot it. Only cowards be quiet, cause they scared of these tyrants. Y'all care too much about dying. Well, in this war, you might just have to give your life. Cause freedom ain't free, they say it's priceless, the same way your life is. Bull Connor, racist cracker, heartless bastard, sicking dogs and hoes in my brothers back when King marched in Selma. And them racist police remained in the system, got rid of Connor, but the whites who rode with Connor remained in the system. Would hate you and tell you to your face you a nigga. Type to spit on your grave or put a pistol to your temple. And now you wonder why police today keep getting off. Cause shit, them racists back then, now they run judicial systems. Catch up, peep game, too much, ain't changed. Didn't love us then, don't love us, so respect us today. And now I'm racist and I'm violent cause abuse I won't take it. It's crazy how you turn the victims to the ones people blame. But nah, I swear that now this is a different day. Say we young and fearless, act up and we'll meet you at your gates. We ain't never lived, so look to give our lives, it ain't a thing. I would rather die than live my life a ass-kissing slave. And at the bottoms where they got us, in the squalor, they don't give a fuck about you and me. Now that I promise, and I don't know how much more you need to see to recognize that they're your enemies. Ray Charles could spot it. How much more you gotta see, huh? Only cowards be quiet, cause they scared of these tyrants. Y'all care too much about dying. Well, in this war, you might just have to give your life. Cause freedom ain't free, they say it's priceless, the same way your life is. And what happened to fearless black men? My brother's been lacking. I see too many pretty boys who really bout that action. And sisters died, placed their lives on the line. Not for us in modern days to sit around like shit ain't never happened. You think that you not a slave. The little money that you got to them is pocket change. And you ain't nothing but a privileged house nigga. As long as you hush when master say not to say a thing, respect from me you'll never gain. I'm rolling with the soldiers, packed too thick like necks on cobras. I ride with only lions, but we kings outside the jungle. Most of us came from nothing, so we know all about the struggle. This fighting shit ain't new to us, came up like this as youngins. We got heart, that's just how we are. Just don't get us started. I don't rock with my Uncle Tom, that boy he retarded. It's been time for a revolution, say we just been sleeping. I'm just holding arms with all the brothers who do more than marching. Let's go. At the bottoms where they got us, in the squalor, they don't give a fuck about you and me. Now that I promise, and I don't know how much more you need to see to recognize that they're your enemies, but I hope by now you got it. Only cowards be quiet, cause they scared of these tyrants. Y'all care too much about dying. Well, in this war, you might just have to give your life. Cause freedom ain't free, they say it's priceless, the same way your life is.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, man? Thank y'all for coming through here on this Sunday. Welcome to BBN, Black Business Network, and I'm your host, Bakari. And thank y'all for coming through on this Sunday. I'm sorry. Shit, I forgot the day of the week. Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday. So once again, thank y'all for coming through. Check out BBN, Black Business Network, and this is your host, your brother Bakari. And I named this one today. We have to be serious about business. And I will explain as we go. I'm going to explain why I named it that. Now, I'm not going to be here long. This is just something I wanted to speak on right quick. And once again, whoever out there, I thank y'all for coming through. I thank y'all for listening. Share the show, like the show. You know, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you have subscribed, thank you for listening. If not, even if you don't subscribe, I hope you enjoy listening. It's something that's been going on in the social media amongst Black people, something that we constantly talk about. And I have no idea why this topic has taken such a grip, such a hold on us as a people. It's who started hip hop, right? It's who started hip hop. And for who started hip hop, you find the people that say, FBA or Black Americans started hip hop. There was no other people involved. No Jamaicans, no Kool Herc. I really don't even know how this conversation started and has lasted so long about which Black people started hip hop. So when I say you have to be serious about business, right? And the reason I say we're not serious, because I asked this is a question I ask. When we argue and complain about who started hip hop, it's to give us another reason where we can raise our voice to someone else. You can raise your voice to people that look like you, or in some cases, people say they're going in on the Puerto Ricans like Fat Joe, right? But it gives you an opportunity to raise your voice and let the whole world know how you feel you can be disrespectful toward people that look like you. And I'm talking about Black people, African blood people in the diaspora, right? So, because we can argue and say, we created this over here in America. And if you came, but there's something that's very important that's always left out, and whenever you ask this question, they don't want to answer. Who controls it? That's the question I'm going to ask. Who controls this hip hop that you're ready to fight other people over to prove to them that you started it? Who control it? So when I say you have to be serious about business, so I'm going to ask, who controls the hip hop in which you want to make sure there was no Jamaicans involved, no other Black people from nowhere around the world, and if they were involved, they had to come over here to the great America where these white people over here allowed us to do things that they were not allowed to do in their country, and they came here and so on and so forth, and Black Americans started hip hop. I got you. Who controls the hip hop that you say you started? See, that's more important. This is why I say I don't even understand how this conversation has lasted so long without anyone ever asking this question, and it has become such a beef and such argument and such conversation all over social media. Who started it? No, a better question. Who controls it? The name of this live is we have to be serious about business. So who controls the hip hop that I don't care who started it, be it a Black American, be it a Black Jamaican, be it whoever you're Black, who controls it? See, instead of saying Black people started it and we did it together, right? We want to separate ourselves. This group of Black people started it. So now, but we could also been saying, you know what? So now let's work together so we can control it. But we don't want to hold that. We don't want to hold that conversation. I remember a good friend of mine showed me a picture. I put it up before, and I'm not going to pull it up now. And it was a picture of, it said, Black people, when talking to Republican. They was quiet as a mouse in a tomcat house. Just lay there, just docile. Then they had black people when talking to Democrats or other black people. Oh man, they're real vicious. They're in attack mode. They're ready to destroy you. Just like with this, who started hip hop? Just like with this, who started hip hop? They're ready to destroy you. They are in attack mode. But ask those same people who's in attack mode about who started hip hop. Ask those same people about who control hip hop. And why aren't you doing anything to take control over what you claim you started? Or maybe if black people say, you know what, we started this together. You may have started it here, but black people did this, and now black people gonna work together so we can control. Or are you looking to control anything? Or are you just looking to argue with other black people to give you one up on them? Where your slave master, your slave owner in America gave you an opportunity to do something where the slave owners in other countries had suppressed them, where oppressed them, and they could not do that. I'm just asking. So are you interested in are you interested in controlling it? Or are you interested in continuing to argue with other people about who started hip hop and where did it start? You know, I'm just asking this question because some people want to know. I'm one of the people that want to know, because to me, the conversation have become, it has become just, it's redundant. It's baseless. It has no real value or meat if the only thing you're gonna argue about is who created it. But we don't want to discuss on who controls it, and how, even if we don't control it, how we're gonna take our control back. So therefore, the conversation means nothing. So I'm just asking, because it has gone on long enough. And this is something that we don't want to talk about. Who controls it? Who controls it? Are you trying to control it? Or are you content proving that a black American started hip hop? I'm just asking, because as Booker T, as Stevie Ray would say, suckers want to know. I have something I want to read right quick. It's something that I want to read right quick. Let me find it. It's a long passage. I'm not going to read the full passage. I'm really going to go mostly just down toward the bottom. It's something from Frederick Douglass, right? And it's a long passage. So I'm not going to read the full passage. It is something I've already discussed, right? You know, the passage talk about how they would send slaves, but just listen. They seem to think that the greatness of their masters was transferable to themselves. It was considered as being bad enough to be a slave, but to be a poor man's slave was deemed a disgrace indeed. So what we're doing when we constantly find all these black people, and if you go on social media, you go on Twitter and whatnot, you will see all these people with the red, white, and blue flag. Oh, you will hear these people, they're the black American. Oh, you know, we have been taught to cut ties with your ancestors from Africa. Oh, they are the black American. Because they are trying to prove they had a greater slave master than the black Jamaican, the black Haitian, the black Trini, the black Guyanese. You understand what I'm saying? Anywhere else that was black, the black people here want to prove that they're better than those black people, and that they had, that the good white people here gave them more opportunity, right? Gave them more opportunity. So that's why we're not serious about business when it comes to this hip hop thing. That's why we're serious about who started it, but we ain't serious about controlling it. We don't even like to answer that question, well, who control it? We're not serious about that, because as long as we can argue and say we created it over here in America and these other people can get filthy rich off your creation, we are happy, because we are proving, we are showing our self-worth. Let's go show our greatness. Let's show we did this. Let's show we did that, while other people get filthy rich off it. The people that we would turn and we would call white supremacists, but those are the people that you're fighting for. And those are the people that you're fighting with. Y'all don't want to talk about that part. That's why I named this, we have to get serious about business. We have to be serious about business. That's the name of this channel now. BBN, Black Business Network, and I'm your host of the Black Business Network. I'm your host, Brother Bakari. I'm the host of the Black Business Network. And we have to be serious about that. Networking is black, networking, doing business. We have to be serious about that. But as long as you're arguing about what you created and we ain't trying to figure out how to control it, we may as well shut the hell up, because who owns it, who created it means nothing. The most who controls it right now. You have to go through other people to get in what you say you control. You are so what you say you created. You are so mad at what you say you created that nowadays you would say hip hop is dead. Listen to the stuff that they talk about. Well, this is what we say we created. You can't just have all the glory. You want the glory, but you don't want the bad side that come with it. You don't want that. Means we created everything that's going on in hip hop now. Oh, but now what y'all like to say is, yeah, but they know them folks telling them that's what they got to do in order to get in. So what you're saying is we ain't controlling what we claim we created. So what's the purpose of creating it if you don't control it? If you're not trying to control it, all you want to do is complain about the people that control what you created, because you ain't trying to step to them. You ain't trying to raise your voice to them. You ain't trying to change anything with them. You only want to raise your voice to people that look like you. You only want to raise your voice. You only want to act like you tough when it comes to people that look like us. So I'm asking because suckers want to know. What's the plan? What's the plan? Is it y'all plan to constantly argue about who created hip hop? Or do y'all have a plan to control hip hop? I saw somebody one time, it was a while back, he said hip hop is the greatest thing that happened to Black America in 50 years. I ain't gonna argue with him. If that's what he want to feel, that's what he want to feel. The greatest thing that happened to you in the last 50 years is something you can argue about that you created, something you can claim the rest of the world copy and want to be like you, but you don't control nothing. Your image, you don't even control your image. What the rest of the world is starting to see and look like you, what you consider hip hop, you don't even control that, because someone else control your creation. Someone else control what we claim that, but what you're arguing over saying you created. Someone else controls everything about you, but you don't say anything to them. You're never mad with them, but you will get mad and you will talk about a black person from another part of the world. You will call them a tether. You will say everything disrespectful to them. And you will make sure the whole world know that they didn't create something. Well, okay, let's say they didn't. Who gives a shit? Who controls it? Why aren't you trying to step to the people that control your image? Control how the rest of the world see you. Control the rest of the world see you walking with your pants hanging down under your booty. The rest of the world see that. Control that. Why aren't you arguing with the people that control all of that? I'm just asking. The only thing I'm doing is asking because suckers want to know. Suckers want to know. So once again, you have to be serious about business. Now, this is the Black Business Network once again, and I'm your host, Brother Bakari. So watch this. You have to be serious about business. And right now, it don't seem like we're serious about business. It don't seem that we're serious about nothing other than to prove that we're a little bit better than other black people. We're not serious about taking control of our own destiny. We're not serious of none of that. We just want to show you I'm serious about it. I'm better than other black people. I'm smarter than other black people. That's our mission. But then let's turn and say black people should come together. How can you come together and every time we say something, only thing you want to do is prove that you're smarter than me, prove that you're better than me, prove that you did this better than all these other black folks, but then you wanted to come together. Explain how. You're not really looking for anyone to come together. Those are some good words to say. On here, you're looking to constantly beef with other black people. Your goal is to make sure good white folks don't be mad with you. So once again, you're going to argue about what you created. Let's figure out a way to control what you created. On that, man, like I said, I ain't going to be here long. I thank everybody for coming through. Remember, be black, buy black, think black, love black. Everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love.